Okay,
Savannah, take it away.
sounds good. So my name is Savannah Alarcon. I am a senior communications major at the University of San Diego. I also play softball. I am a fourth year this year and I'm super excited, but the journey must end. So I'm kind of looking into going to either commercial or residential real estate. And I just kind of want to get more of a feel. And I was looking around and I know you, Peter Quinn, do a great job in the real estate side, and I really wanted to get more just because I know you're a senior vice president and at Kinder Matthews Real Estate, and I really want to get your point of views, kind of what you think about residential versus commercial, how I can get started, and where you think I should go from there, and your experience. So does that sound good with you?
That sounds fantastic. Okay, go easy on me now.
I'll try. I'll try. Thank you so much, by the way, for doing this interview. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So the first thing I'd like to start off is with how did you decide to make commercial real estate your profession?
It's a great question. I didn't begin my career in real estate when I got out of San Diego State University a while ago. I actually went into the business machine business with IBM. And I did that because I felt like I needed more formal training on how to present solutions to potential customers. And that was a great experience for me. But I saw that my colleagues, after 3 to 5 years, were leaving IBM and going into the commercial real estate business. And so I made up my mind that that's what I was going to do as well. And after 19 interviews with the firm that I wanted to go with, I was finally hired.
Wow, that's amazing. How has the industry changed since you began your real estate career?
Well, the biggest change is technology in terms of how we operate our business. I literally, when I started in the business, would get in my car with a handheld recording device, and I drove every vacant industrial parcel in the county of Orange. I was based out of the Newport Beach office for what is now known as CBRE. And I would come back with this very long tape and I'd hand it to the secretarial team and they would wince and grimace because they had several hours of typing ahead of them. So technology has really changed it, but the fundamentals of commercial real estate have not changed. It's willing buyers, willing sellers, willing landlords, willing tenants, and a professional broker's ability to play matchmaker in those relationships.
So why did you choose commercial real estate over residential, or give me more of a look at why I should go into either one?
Well, I think that the training that I had with IBM geared me towards a more commercial presentation. So I think that that was really the only natural place for me to go and to take advantage of my education, my specific training, and the relationships I developed in the commercial ownership and tenant space.
What was the toughest moment that you have had working in real estate?
I was pretty young. You know, I was in my mid-20s when I started this business, and I had, earned a really good living at IBM, but I didn't have a year and a half's worth of income saved, which I would highly recommend is something you should do. You should have the resources so that in the first 18 to 24 months, you don't find yourself having to make a deal. And because you can't force the process, it just happens. And I knew very little about commercial real estate when I was hired by CBRE, but they put each of their new recruits through at least a 1-year training program. And so it was, I think the toughest part was waiting for that first deal to close. And once it did, I felt that I had the confidence to execute the plan that I had been working on, and was lucky enough to be able to do that.
So when you first got into the first year of commercial real estate, there's 7 different branches. How did you pick the branch that you wanted to specialize in?
Well, I was given a lot of support in choosing industrial real estate. I was mentored by 2 very senior people at CBRE who took me under their wing, took me to every meeting, walked me through how to write and negotiate contracts, looked over my shoulder so that I made little mistakes, but not big mistakes. So the short answer to that is I think that whatever you decide that you want to focus on is find a mentor that has experience in the business and find another mentor that doesn't, and rely on them for feedback as you share with them what you're going through as you develop your own talents in whatever line of the business you wind up in.
And then how'd you go about finding your mentors, and how did you go about finding someone that fit right with you?
I started doing this when I first joined IBM, and I don't know who told me to do this. I'm sure somebody must have, but I bring a notebook into every conversation, every meeting, whether it's for coffee or whether I'm meeting for a drink after work, because I never know when somebody might say something that A, I want to be able to remember and take advantage of, or B, just a crazy idea comes into my head. And you know how those crazy ideas come in, and then 10 minutes later, you go, what was I thinking about? So I always bring a notebook. And when you're taking notes, when you're talking with someone who is more experienced than you, is potentially that mentor, maybe is that mentor, they know you're paying attention. And I think that's really important because people don't like to have their time wasted. So whatever you choose as your model, just make sure that people understand that you're committed.
The real estate industry is just very competitive. So how would you differentiate yourself compared to other competitors?
I think it was when I first started, it was just working harder. In at 7, literally home at 10 at night some days. Technology was the cause of a lot of that because we didn't have the instant availability of mapping that we have today. But being visibly working hard in an environment. So Savannah, this is going to be a real test for a lot of people that are coming out of college and have been in the workforce the last couple of years. Because if you're not at the office, people can't tell if you're working hard. And my daughter is in her mid-30s, and she's in charge of a group of people, not in the real estate business. And she's figuring out that she needs people to see her in order for them to fully appreciate what she's adding to the business. So I think you and I are going to see a real flip back to in the office businesses coming up here shortly.
And then I know you talk a little bit about technology. Do you think that's helped the real estate industry, or do you think it's kind of hurt it with Zillow and Redfin and other applications like that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the things that sort of roll off our tongue as consumers, Zillow, Redfin, Yelp, maybe not quite so much. They're really a residentially oriented avenues and applications. And I don't think that they've had much of an impact at all. I am on LinkedIn. You're probably on LinkedIn as well. That has been a great way to aggregate like-minded individuals into various subgroups that LinkedIn allows you to connect with. So that's probably been more valuable. And of late, I've been very active in social media and understanding, getting the right help to understand how to take advantage of Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and then using Google as really the broadcast mechanism has been very valuable.
And then would you do anything differently if you had to do it all over again?
I don't know that I would do it any differently. I knew that I needed the extra training when I got out of school. I was a finance major at San Diego State, and so I was super comfortable with numbers. But in learning how to interpret the numbers and then present them in a way that's consumable by my client was super valuable. I mean, I think that really made the difference in both my business machines career and throughout my commercial real estate career.
And then going into real estate, what advice would you give me? Or if there is any advice or any tips that you would give me to help me along the way?
Well, you have a great resource at USD, the Burnham Moores Center for Real Estate, which is led by my friend Staff Karras, is an incredible resource that will provide you introductions to a number of different disciplines within the commercial and residential real estate business. And you cannot possibly talk to enough people who are currently in the business. And that includes, I think, the graduate students that are part of that commercial real estate program, MBA program at USD. There are a number of them that have put their careers on pause so that they can complete that MBA program at USD. And they have an extraordinarily fantastic frame of reference for you to tap into. So talk to as many people as you can, as often as you can. Carry a notebook, and you'll gain all the insight you need. I know you will.
Got it. Thank you so much. And then if you have anything else you would like to share, anything else that you would like to give me, any other insights, I will leave the floor open to you, and just anything else you want to add.
So I really appreciate, Savannah, you reaching out. It's my pleasure to have these kinds of conversations. And I think that you are now at the beginning of a process where you're going to have these conversations a lot. Do them in person every time that you can. This is obviously, you and I chose this platform because it allows us to share it in its entirety with people that are interested in your success and mine. So just keep at it, keep doing these things, and you'll be, and then whatever path you wind up choosing, and both are fantastic. I have friends that have made a wonderful living in residential real estate, and the brokerage side, which is essentially what we're talking about. That's only a piece of the business. There's appraisal, there's finance, there's development, there's property management. There are so many ways that you can take your interest in real estate and make it into a wonderful career and fulfilling. And I promise you, you'll never stop learning.
All right. Well, thank you so much again, Peter, just for stopping by and sharing all this insightfulness with me, just because I really do need it. And I'm just very thankful for giving me your time and sharing this with me. So thank you again. And this interview was such a success. I really want to just kind of find my way into commercial. I think that's more where I'm leaning to, just because I just love the professionalism of it. I love retail real estate and industrial, so I really love that. So thank you again, and I love it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Savannah. Take care.
Thank you, you as well.